morning, by the way. I did get a copyright notice on the video I put up about going to the car show and bike show in Auburn. But they said it doesn't affect my ability to put the video up, and it's not a strike. So this is two good blessings, yay. It was on, let me go to what is it, community details. Well, at any event, it was about a song that was played, something about Through the Night or whatever the deal is. Let me see if I can find it, rascal. Oh, why do I do these things? Editor, content, copyright, there it is, okay. It was called, all right, what happened? The copyright claim on your video doesn't affect your channel. This is not a copyright strike. The copyright claim on your video, yes. The visibility, there is no visibility restrictions. The problem was Lonely as the Night. It was a melody of lyrics. This claim doesn't restrict your video at the moment. Well, so that's good. That's good to know. I was quite concerned about it, and I didn't know if all the other background songs were going to be unusable. In other words, if it flagged it for every single note that came out of the band hit the place, it would render taking any photographs, or, well, photographs are fine, obviously, but no video, because that would be a copyright infringement of every song that they played, which is one of the reasons it's nice to play covers, because people can tell what they're hearing. Like Happy Birthday, I mean, you can know it immediately. I like to get close to give you the idea. Let's just be honest. I suck at covers, because I can't remember what the hell they are half the time, and never have been worth a shit memory-wise. Since I was a tiny child, I noticed this when I would meet new kids when I was tiny, and my dad would ask me what their name was, and I had already forgotten. And he used to really get irritated because I didn't remember them. Even a person's name, I have to say it over and over and over and over and over again. And if I talk to them all the time, we're good. You let 6 months go by. I had a neighbor walk up to me last year when I was working on Bella, and I thought he was some other dude. Oh well, welcome to reality. So covers for me is, I like playing in front of people. I enjoy it. But for the most part, covers is not my deal. If I'm going to do any music, I just as soon do things that comes from me, that I can't get a strike from anybody, because it's my music. It comes from me. And if somebody else played my songs, as long as they didn't say it came from them, I'm fine with it. I could care less. I would want people to. In fact, I gave away 51 of my songs as a giveaway for people to enjoy them. I want people to enjoy them, and I don't want any money for it. At least not at this stage of the game. I'm not a professional musician, really. I have in the past been paid for playing, but such a tiny amount over the years, it really doesn't matter. But anyway, my thoughts on the entire operation there, it was a really excellent show. It was an excellent, people were wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I didn't know if I would even stand a chance of winning, because there was some huge high dollar Harleys there, as well as other custom stuff. I have to almost wonder, in a world sense, the reason Bella won is she was 100% stock. Everything. Stock Borgette. There was no additions or changes made by me. There's no other parts on the bike other than stock Borgette motorcycle parts. So Bella, even though it had the $10,000 front end, the Springer, which is what it really ended up costing me, so you might as well call it 10 grand. You can imagine my mother's house was worth $12,900. Holy shit. Oh, what a difference in time, huh? Amazing, huh? But it was great. The weather was perfect. Regardless of what people may say or poo-poo or whatever, the weather was perfect. And to yesterday made up for it. It rained all day. A nice, gentle, solid, all day rain. So that was fine. I did indoor stuff. I had fun. I played music for hours. I was going to put some of it up, but basically, I'm just going over the same songs because I know them by heart. I enjoy playing them. They're fun to play, but it's not something I want to put up on the channel every time because people, what the hell? I only knows 3 songs. Well, when you're just practicing at home, um, yeah, that's probably about it. um, I'm not hard pressed to learn 30 songs like I was at one time. Uh, that was a friggin' chore. And it's not like when I played in a band at Believers Chapel for the worship team for, I don't know, a year or so. It was a while. That was that was uh, that was a grueling experience for me because I was presented with a piece of paper with a litany of songs on them that you could hardly see because they were so tiny, and some of them I never heard for I never heard them a day in my life, so I had no idea. But thank God the rest of the band was real musicians, so they just ran with it. It was easy to them. It was like like somebody taking an order in a restaurant. Oh, you want 3 hamburgers and a fries, okay, and a chocolate shake. Yep, okay, no problem. They just go fetch it, you know. Me, I don't even know how to read, so I'm looking at this. Go, what did you want? Yeah, tell me again. And I go out. I forget what the fuck it was. Came back and by then they're pissed. But no, even with that, God got me through. I was white knuckle. I didn't enjoy it. I mean, some of it was fun just being there, but it got to be a job fast. And especially with having to work and it being a solid hour drive to the place and back from where I lived, it got to be a bit much. Uh, but it was an experience. It laid a foundation. I'm not afraid to play in front of people. It's one of the best ways to destroy your pride, if you're a prideful person, is to put you into a situation that is so far above your head that you fail. And you fail hard. You just crash. You crash hard. I mean, there's no saving the situation. You just hit rock bottom and you bounced off and looked like a jerk. And if you can survive that, you're ready to play out. At least I believe that way because that's what happened to me. I played with the King Snakes at Nappy's back in the 80s when the King Snakes were top notch band. They were just this far from going nationwide or worldwide as far as a blues band. But I monkeyed around with Southern rock, and Southern rock has some elements of blues, but I didn't know blues, and blues is really an art form of its own self. But if you don't understand it or don't know it, I mean, it's like giving a chef an order that he's never seen the food before. He doesn't know what the fuck's this, you know. Might be easy, might be some pancakes with a side of over easy eggs. Yeah, well, give that to some guy in Iran or something. What the fuck? What is this? What's a pancake? You know. But this is the deal. It's a progression. If you're going to be, I think anything in this life. But I feel sorriest for the really prideful people who believe that they are so far superior to other folks that they look down on them as if they were fucking scum of the earth. That's a big mistake. Very big mistake. Because what they don't understand fundamentally, and I don't think they could give a shit less, that they're really looking at God and saying what you made is inferior. No, you know as well as I do, at least I know as well as I know, that I have in times past looked at people like that, some people like that. And I immediately, when I heard the words come out of my mouth a second or two ago, I was convicted of it. But that is really dying. That habit of doing is dying. And I am It's being replaced with the life of God, of the love of God. That is the two things that people. There was three things that caused me to stand out with new people during that show. Was a love that they could feel that came from God, that was genuine and not trying to manipulate them in any way. It was telling them verbatim truth that I understand, and it was a sense of humor that blended it all together, regardless of the language. I had one lady who said she had been healed of cancer for 38 years now, and it was Jesus Christ of Nazareth who healed her. So when I told her my mother was healed after God healed the squirrel, of, you know, back in 77, as it was, she she had a great big smile on her face, and she said, she said, the way you talk is so refreshing, even with the f bombs. She goes, I could care less, personally, but it's so refreshing that you just talk. It just comes from your heart, out your mouth to my ears, without all this filtering horseshit that people say you've got to filter your words. Yeah, I don't have time. If I did that, I wouldn't remember what the fuck I was saying. So it's a waste of time. For me, it's a bunch of horseshit. It's all control anyway. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Fuck you. I ain't doing it. No. And you ought to see people's face whizzing up when they're determined they're going to shape me that way. I can't even make that face, but it looks like they're very puzzled that I refuse to give in to that bullshit. Um, well, to each their own. I guess there's some people that like disappointment. I'll try to turn me around, and you're going to have a fucking wonderful load of it. Great big crack of smoking a disappointment. Yep. I don't know if it'll help grow the flowers, but you're welcome to do whatever you wish with it. But I will end with this because I don't really know where I'm going with this little short video other than to thank all of my subscribers. I usually get about 19 or 21 or 27 views of people, whatever I put something up now. And I don't get very many. I may have 1,000 subscribers, but I think that most of them have gone over the hill. And whatever they're doing now, God bless them. I pray for all of my subscribers as I did this morning, afresh. So they're beneficiaries regardless, because they are helping the channel to at least be honorable enough to keep monkeying with it. But I do enjoy making videos. I really do. And this gives me a wonderful platform. And they have been very kind to me. They have not put their thumb down on me as far as the language, thank God. Because generally speaking, it's not mean-spirited. And it's not cussing at an individual to themselves. There has been moments where that has been the case. But we're keeping that down to a 0. I don't want to do that. Oh, gee, wow. There was a week or so of spiritual warfare here at the house. Not the weird demonic shit where you're pushed in a bed or any of that over. They knows better than that bullshit. Doesn't. No. There won't be any of that. Trust me, there won't be any of that. He probably lost enough minions over the years. Just doesn't even go there. It's a waste of time. It's like sending them straight to their doom. But the little pesky shit that irritates the hell out of you, like my seat blowing off my motorcycle, and the back seat. So there is no back seat. So I guess anybody who didn't want to ride on the back of my motorcycle, which is most of my friends, oh, I'm scared. It's a chopper. Get the flap, you fucking idiot. Oh, fuck it. Who cares now? Could care less. If you don't want to ride on a $30,000 motorcycle, go walk or take your fucking golf cart, scoot around the fucking green. I don't give a fuck what you do. I try to share with people the best I can. And when they come up with this fucking panty waist bullshit, then go. Actually, the truth is, if they're scared, get the fuck away from it. Don't even touch it. If you're afraid of an inanimate object, then what the fuck have I got to say to you? I do look at them with disdain because they're Fucking pussies. But that's their choice. You know, whatever. And no disrespect to women. Oh, I did have a woman. One woman did ride it. She liked the thing. She'd never been on a motorcycle a day in her life. Haven't heard from her since, but she survived it. And I just scooted Bella like you would a horse, you know. I don't know what it would be like to be on the back of a horse with somebody driving the horse, you know, and I'm sitting on the back of it. I'd be clinging on, boy, I'll tell you that. Because the only experiences with horses I've had was climbing on one years ago, bareback, with my stepsister Stephanie. Yeah, that horse, I think, made 3 steps and went fucking ballistic. I went up in the air and down on my fucking neck in the bushes. Oh, I said, fuck the horses. My ass smelled like horse for the rest of the day. I'm not into it. I mean, they're cool, but uh, to each their own, you know. And enough about women who ride horses. You know, they have a certain look after a while, and that's up to them. But whatever. You can see, I guess there is still some massaging of my attitude that needs to be corrected, and it'll happen as time progresses, I'm sure. But, well, guys, I think that'll about do it for this one, if I even decide to put it up. But all in all, it was a wonderful experience going to the car show in Auburn, and everything about it was excellent. And I didn't get to see but 1% of 1% of the cars. There was over 1,000, and there was 50 or 60 acres of cars. But the ones I saw were absolutely gorgeous. I, I, it's, it was an amazing experience in that if you are an American who loves being an American, just for the sake of the feeling of being an American, which there is one, because I know it, because I can feel it myself, because I love it. I guess the American flag on the back of my jacket would prove that I probably do have enough feeling for the country that I was born in. I don't worship America. I worship Jesus Christ. I worship God, Yahweh, the Father, creator of us all. We get that cut and straight. But I was born here, and this country has been good to me. It is truly a country where if you set your sights and you never give up and you're willing to put in whatever it takes to get to that goal legitimately, you can certainly go from rags to riches in this country. As the illustrious Donald J. Trump said, find a job you like. You'll never work a day again because you'll go to the place you enjoy being. You'll make your money doing what you enjoy. I said, that is absolutely what should be taught to people, because every single person, there is something in them that God created from the beginning when they're here. There's nobody here by accident, that you're just going to be the best at. Whether you're the best shoe-shining son of a bitch that ever walked the face of the earth, you could be a multimillionaire if you're the best shoe shiner. You go to a place like Kuwait or somewhere where you can get $50,000 per shoe shine, and then have a friend of yours sell the best shoes on the planet right next door. You could fucking and you could have the shiningest time of your life. Then it would make a fucking fortune, you know, or whatever. I'm just saying, you can do it if it's in your heart to do, and if you're willing to pursue it, and if you don't fucking doubt. I saw a video headline tonight when I was looking through the analytics and this and that on YouTube, and it says something about the parts of the Bible that you can't believe. I shit canned that right off the bat. Fuck that. Get the fuck out of here. Remember the very first thing that the devil said to Eve. Did God really say? That should be a giant red flag every time some asshole comes up with it, because they're injecting doubt. Injecting doubt. You can't take the Bible with doubt. I don't think you really can do anything if you doubt it. I mean, can you just fill it in any way you want to, something that you doubt you could do. If you're doubting it, you've already lost. As I'll tell you right now, you've already you've lost any hope of doing it if you've already if you feel that way. You have to have confidence. Did David doubt when he went against that huge giant? He was just a young lad, 16, 17, maybe even younger than that. Did he doubt? No, he didn't doubt. The whole armies of Israel were sitting there shaking in their boots because this son of a bitch was huge. He was nasty, and he probably stank, and he was cussing at him and just making fun of God. And as soon as David heard that he was making fun of God, he said, I'm going to kick your ass. You're not going to make fun of God like that. The rest of these people are cowering down. They're scared shitless, and they're the best soldiers we've got. They're seasoned soldiers. I don't give a fuck, he said. I've killed a bear and a lion with my hands. Bare fucking hands. By the power of God. Because he was doing his job taking care of the sheep. And he was not going to lose a sheep to either one of these sons of bitches. So when the wonderful people who like to tell you, oh, don't shoot that cougar. My God, that's taking the balance of nature. Don't kill that raccoon because he's strangling the cat. Oh, you can't do that. Let him strangle the cat. You know. Okay. Fuck the thing. That's the way I look at it. I don't give a fuck what it is. If it's fucking with something that you love, it's history. I don't give a flying fuck at all, period. See ya, bitch. Sucks to be you. But, you know,
maybe I'll someday take off cross stitch. I'll just sit there humming to myself.
Yeah, I don't think so. What the fuck? But that's what I'm saying. David didn't go against the guy with any doubt. He walked up, and the guy looks at him and goes,
Are you fucking shitting me? You're just some little puke kid. What the fuck? You embarrass me that you would come up and fuck with the greatest, meanest son of a bitch on the fucking planet. Why, I disdain you and that.
and he said some nasty things about God, too. And as soon as David said that, he says, is that really so? Well, I'm gonna not only kill you, I'm gonna feed your carcass to the birds today. After I take your head off. With that, well, he triggered the guy. He might have been a Biden supporter. Triggered him. And the guy's freaked out just in time to catch a fucking rock right between the eyes. Down he went. So David went over, grabbed the guy's sword. Flop. Nice fucking hairdo. That piece of shit in the trash. Wheel this prick off into the fucking dumpster. Fuck you. Yep. And that's how long that shit lasted. And then the armies went and kicked those Philistines' asses. And they kicked them from one end of the fucking savannah to the other. So one courageous person can rally the rest who were cowering down in fear. Well, actually, it was a good reason for it. One, they weren't anointed to go against the giant, which people will poo-poo. Oh, there's no such thing as giants. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, when you see the bones and when you see out that it's real, and whenever you realize, well, they're not going to. If you already don't believe in stuff like that, then you already don't believe what the Bible says. And if that's the case, you're not going to believe it if they showed you a documentary with a full carcass, maybe 1,000 full carcasses. They're not going to, they won't believe it because they're unbelievers. Unbelievers are a 12-cylinder engine firing on one cylinder. And that's beyond that, that's all you're going to get out of them. They're unbelievers. They don't fucking believe. What do you want from them? Nothing. Don't expect anything. They've got the potential. They're just never going to reach it. Not like that. It's a shame, and I don't mean to make fun of them because I was an unbeliever for most of my life. And I know how full of hatred and how disgusting it is. And the fear of death when you're an unbeliever is palatable. I was scared shitless of death as a child. Absolutely freaked out over it. Once I got saved at 17, that was one of the first palatable things I noticed when I was driving my 350 Kawasaki back from Pennsylvania. Oh, it's starting to rain. They had no fear of death at all. I've never feared it again since. I don't look to embrace it, but I'm not afraid of it at all. Zero fear of it. That doesn't mean act like an asshole and see how far close to the edge you can get before you fall off. No. Get the fuck away from the edge. Just stay away from it. Use some common sense. But for the most part, no fear of it at all. So if you fear death, you're obviously not saved. And it's a good thing that you fear it. Maybe you should get to Jesus as fast as possible. And you'll do that by picking up your Bible and asking God to show you from it the Word. The Word. That's where your foundation comes from. It doesn't come from me, anybody else. I don't care who they are. There could be some wonderful people who can help you find. But the Bible has got to be it. That's got to be it. It cannot be anything but that. You're not going to find it in any other writings, any other scribblings, any other bullshit. Yeah, they may be wonderful. They may be nice philosophies. They may be wonderful. Yep. We'll just sit there going on the side of a hill and have a wonderful day. And you'll get the warm fuzzies and half a Woody and walk away smiling. But that ain't going to get you to heaven. All of a sudden. You know, I was talking to a guy, and I said that he really needed Jesus. He goes, you know, the only time I like hearing that is when I'm having sex with a woman, and she screams out the Lord's name. Well, you know, it didn't offend me because it was coming straight from his heart. That's exactly how he feels right now. But I said to him, I said, prepare yourself for a divine appointment because I'm going to pray for you. He looked at me, and it hasn't gone past that. So I think I'm going to go, now that I remember it, I'm going to hold him up before the Lord. And we'll see what we could do. You know? Who's to say but what the Lord might open the eyes of his understanding. Or give him, you know, massage his reality to point him in the proper direction. That could be, unsettling, traumatic, put you right to the brink of everything. Because sometimes you don't need Jesus until you need Jesus. So sometimes it has to get to that. At least it did with me. But I hear it does with others too. But it's worth it. So have a good day. I don't know what it's going to bring. Did you hear the rain? Oh, I know it doesn't bother me. Bye-bye.